Hi, this is Joanne, and I'm reviewing the web assessment tool Formative. First, I need to start with a full disclosure statement. These first images I'm sharing with you come from Formative's marketing materials available on their website. They're there so that you can share them with whomever the decision makers are in your school or school system with regard to technology adoption. Formative would love nothing more than for your school or system or you personally to subscribe to Formative for a fee. Now, the size of the school and the system and the ways in which Formative will be used affect the rate at which a school or system is charged. However, teachers may get a premium subscription to Formative for $15 a month on a month-by-month basis, or $12 per month if you commit to an entire year of Formative. But there is a free non-premium version of Formative available to teachers and students that I recommend. In fact, your students wouldn't even need to create Formative accounts for you to use Formative with them, and I'll show you how to do that later because that really is the best option since they can get all the benefits without having to share any of their private information. So, what does Formative do? Formative is described as a classroom response center, which means it's a great way for teachers to quickly assess students in real time, similarly to the way you might use Kahoot or Quizzes in your classroom to get immediate feedback on how your students are doing or if they understand a particular concept. Now, you can use Formative to track information on your students or for data collection on your students, but most schools already have some sort of LMS in place to do that. So for me, instead of trying to navigate all of this information on how to track your students through Formative, the most expedient way and the most efficient way to make it work for you in your classroom is to use it as an assessment tool. And not just an assessment tool, but an assessment tool that I think might be very engaging to your students and very simple to set up and use. I discovered Formative on the American Association of School Librarians' Best Websites for Teaching and Learning 2017 list. This list is a great resource if you're looking to incorporate vetted technology into your classroom, and AASL has lists dating back from 2009 on their website, so you might want to check it out. In fact, this little number here, Screencast-O-Matic, should look familiar. That was also on the 2017 list under media sharing. And if we check out the section on social networking and communications, that is where we will find Formative. Now, Formative was developed in 2015 by a company in Culver City, California, and it's difficult to find information specifically on the company, but the fact that it was included on this AASL website, as well as the fact that it's been reviewed on Common Sense Education and EdSurge, and their favorable reviews by educators who are using Formative lends credibility to Formative as far as I'm concerned. Additionally, Formative is very transparent on their website. They have their team members, although it's hard to know what each team member does. I wish that's something they would add. They have pioneers who helped create Formative, and all of their educational pioneers come from different educational backgrounds, different disciplines. We have instructional tech, we have ESL, we have different grade levels, so that also lends credibility. Additionally, communication through Formative is very open. They offer live chats and community boards, and the community board not only has tips and information from users, there's also a wish list of things users would like to see incorporated into Formative that they have used in the past. There are also multiple ways to contact Formative, not just their website. You can also go to their Facebook page, and they have a Twitter account. Now let's take a look at Formative in action. This is the dashboard where you go to create a new formative or activity after you've signed up for a free account. As you can see, there are places on the menu to create class lists and track classes, but this only works if you have students sign up for accounts as well. The library does give access to formatives and activities others have created and shared, but it's still pretty sparse, and I wouldn't use anything from it without thoroughly previewing it. To create a new formative, click on New Formative. You can pick the assignment type you want to mark it as. That makes it easier for you to find it or categorize it later, or gives your students some indication of how you'll be using this particular assignment. Let's take a look at a formative I've already started to create. Here's a formative I began creating on fake news, something I teach in the library where I currently work. As you can see, I've added a video with a multiple choice question, and I've indicated that this would be worth 5 points, but you can change the point setting. I've added a show your work element, and this is actually a whiteboard that I dropped a picture into. This picture is of a fake news article, and I would have students mark on their end what is fake about it, and they can circle, they can draw arrows, they can write on the whiteboard. Now I'll show you how you can add some new elements or activities to your formative. Click on the plus symbol. You can see all of the available categories. Some of them are grayed out because they are only available through the premium account, but most of those involve audio or more complicated math like graphing and numeric symbols. But short answers, show your work, whiteboards, images, videos, those are all still open to you, and you can do a lot with that. So let's embed a video that I got over at SchoolTube, and now I'll add an activity or question to go along with that video. The video is about information literacy, so let's add a quick true or false statement. And here are the point amounts. I could change it to 7, I could change it to 3, but again, since it's just a true or false, I'll keep it at 1. And I'll add the statement here that the students will decide if it's true or false. I added information literacy is not a required 21st century skill, so hopefully they'll recognize that that is false. Additionally, I can add a PDF, a Word document, or a Google document that I can mark up with various questions. But since I don't have a premium account, I can only do 20 of these per month. So I've added a PDF from my files, and now I can mark up the PDF, various parts of it, and if I want the students to write a short answer on the helpful tools, links, and articles, I can have them do that. If I want to ask them a multiple choice question on the topic of currency, I can have them do that. But let's quickly take a look at what happens when we're finished putting together our formative. We could assign it to a class, but that would require putting in the student's personal information. So the easiest way to share it is by going to the guest code, which does allow us to get a direct link or add it to a Google Classroom or embed it in a blog or a website we're already using. But the most fun way for the students would be to give them the code and have them go to goformative.com/join. We can also share this with colleagues or publish it to the library. I do think that this is an imperfect system, especially because you have to put in private information, so I wouldn't use it for tracking information. But I would use it for warm-ups, drills, quick evaluations on a topic before you change, pre-assessments, exit tickets. anything that is short and requires immediate feedback.